Okay, I thought I'd do a quick video of this. It's probably the last time you're going to see this lathe, unfortunately. She will be going soon. I've spent pretty much all day on this thing. Even painted the walls to make it look prettier around it. Unfortunately I don't have enough paint to do the sides and back, but I might have enough just to do around this edge here. But all the front's done. It looks mad. Yeah, it's looking pretty good now. This thing's come a long way since I've had it. Basically, I used to work in a school, as many of you know, and this, along with another one, were both going to be lobbed out. This originally was 3-phase. That's where the switch used to be mounted, and the wires went through that hole. It's now got an earth going through there, which I will move before it goes. I want to move that inside, but it's a bit of a fiddle. Anyway, so there's that. So yeah, all of this here was all stripped back. Had to then apply filler and sand it all back. As you can see, the paint I've put on is actually textured. It's not the best paint. I didn't know it would actually do that when I put it on. So once I started it, I kind of liked it to begin with, and I think it kind of suits it. But anyway, it's only a little hobby lathe, I suppose, but it is quite durable. It's been here for probably the best part of 50 years, if not more. I have been using it this evening, just testing it and playing around with it. I need to recenter this. Can't touch it at the moment. It's got wet paint on it. Because it's central, like heights wise, but as far as like laterally, backwards and forwards, it's in the wrong place. You can see it's actually got two halves, this lower half and the top half. It actually shimmies backwards and forwards. You can see this is rail here, stops it from going backwards and forwards, but lets it go left to right, sorry. Or front to back, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to have to adjust that. Because I've used that a handful of times with the chuck in there, and the drill bit always wobbles around and it's never quite centered, so I'm going to have to sort that out. Yeah, I've de-rusted this as much as I can. Unfortunately it's stained, so I can't bother with these bits. I might just do a little bit of a wire brush tomorrow, but yeah, it's all looking pretty good. It's going to have to be brushed off a little bit more because, like I say, I've been playing around with it. Just just facing off a couple of bits of metal and bits of alley. Just fart-arsing around with it, really. Not much use. Anyway, and that'll give you a little bit of a look over. I can't be bothered to wash the brush up, so I've just kind of letting it sit in the paint. And the gearbox on the back for the power feed. Not all of the Model A's had this. This is a Mark II Boxford Model A. Mark II because it has a gearbox in the top. When I had it pulled out earlier, I should have done a video of it then, because I could actually have shown you the little gear selector in the back. It's just basically got like a little lathe shaft, and that's the lathe shaft there. It has 2 extra gears, and when you in the gear it's in now, I believe it's direct drive. So this, as you can see in through that little window, if you can see through that little window. Now you're not going to be able to see in there, unfortunately. Well, you can. That's moving at the same speed. When you select the other gear, there's a piece here which separates, which disconnects drive from that, which is actually the pulley going to the motor from this. So that's then separated, and then it uses the shaft at the back. It moves that way, I believe. It shifts along, and it then connects a gear on this side of the pulley via that shaft to a gear on here, and that of course changes its gearing. I can't remember what it actually. No, well, here's sort of what it's doing. So it's actually, yeah, fucking hell, it doesn't just half it. It's kind of, it's like quadrupling the speed, that thing. Quite a lot, anyway. That pulley there is representing this down here. These variable pulleys, both of them are exactly the same, just one is reversed. So that push this lever like so, and that's moving the motor, the whole motor assembly up and down. So oops, yeah, that you can then just shift along. if any of you watching this video should probably know how it works, so I'm not going to go too much into depth on that. I believe this pulley here could probably do with, this belt even could probably do with changing. It's a bit loose. Oh, actually no. Yes, it does need changing, because you can actually adjust the motor. You can slide the motor back to tension that pulley, and those they're slid back as far as they can go. So there's no more adjustment in that. I need to try and find a cover for this, because I hate this being sticking out like this. It's ugly, 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 ugly. Anyway, and that's just a little adjuster for this. So if the belt's not properly tensioned, you can loosen these two lock nuts, and then the centerpiece here, there's a left-handed thread on there. And as you adjust it, it'll push the motor down further. All kind of handy. I was going to take the motor apart and service it, but you know what? It's working. I'm going to leave well enough alone. It's not even that loud. So, well, it's not loud at all, really. Right. Oh, yeah. Show you this a little bit more in depth, just for those who are interested. You can see it's not exactly lining up very well. There we go. Go, pitch. Whoa, fucking moth. Cat would love that. Anyway, you bitch. Anyway, let's see if I can do this. There we go. I need to adjust this down a little bit. There's too much tension on it. It's not letting these turn properly. It used to be fine, but it slipped down earlier today. I was machining something, and it, for some reason, there's something somewhere is a little bit rusty or sticky. I actually believe it's this here. I need to take it apart and grease it. Might got a bit of rust in there, because this is working awfully hard when it's running. It's very loud. So yeah, and basically the amount of pressure on these gears is just where this is clamped on. It just drops down. So yeah, hello mighty moth. Ooh. You know that I'm gonna go crazy in a minute when that thing flies into my head. Oh well. Yeah, then anyone wants to look at this? It's just all the different ratios that this little gearbox on here will do. Not all of the Boxfords had these. A lot of them do have this shaft which runs directly through without all this here. It goes to this shaft here, and the only way you can adjust speeds is by pulling these gears off and swapping them around. Now, this one doesn't appear to ever have been used. It's just as clean. Well, it was really grubby when I got it, but I took them all off and cleaned them. But yeah, now, my finger's caught in it. Yeah. That's quite nicely. Yeah, there's times when it gets a little bit stiff up there. Something. If not, it could be the gearbox up under there. You can see those gears turning in there. Let's drop this one out, because that will effectively put it in neutral. Yeah, now it's fine. Oh, actually, maybe not. Okay, we've got to do some cleaning on them apparently. Ugh. Come on, move right up there. It's a little bit finicky. Anyway, other than that, it's all pretty good. I've got another chuck for it as well, which is missing. Yeah, it's just got reversed. No, it's not. It's there. It's got like inverted jaws. Very rusty. It was very nice and shiny, same as this one, but they both got a bit rusty over winter, just sitting in here in this drafty shed, which is not the right place for one of these. There's not much else to really show about it. There's a sump in there filled with nasty old coolant, and that's a very rusty. It's got a rusty shelf in there with a couple of wooden shelves and a wooden box full of rusty tools. So yeah, lots more de-rusting. I'm actually debating getting setting up a electrolysis tank out here, but I'm not too sure. I was going to paint the inside of here either matte black or redo it in red, but I'm kind of leaning on along the lines of leaving it like that, because it kind of shows a little bit of its history sort of thing. This thing's been like 3 different colours. Actually, no, it has been the original colour, which is blue, which is this colour. then has been yellow. The bottom half has been yellow, and then brown. The top half has been green and now grey. So yeah. Fucking moth. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. There's not much else to really show about it. I'll turn it on, close that, even though it's got no safety switch. It needs to be rewired, but I think I'll leave that for the next owner, because this, I'm hoping, will go to someone who's going to be like me and be using it in their own hobby shop and doing other things with it other than putting it into commission and working even harder, even though it could probably easily take it, but you know. Because that's working well. The only thing I did notice it did, which I've never known before, I noticed this today, you can actually lock the stop button, which is kind of cool. So there's starty, quite neat. Never even knew that. It's at the perfect height, so when you're using it, just bosh up your knee. It's proper old school. Yeah, it'd be nice to actually have a dead man pedal on it. It's always good to have a dead man pedal. Yeah, I've been messing around with this, making this a little bit shorter, because before it was only using like 3 layers of the thread, and every time you tightened it up, this would be like over here, overhanging the tools, and it would get in the way of getting a spanner on. Everything hit and locked everything down, so just machined a little bit off, and now it sits over there nicely. So I've actually been using the lathe to fix the lathe. It's one of the good things about these machines. It's the only machine that can theoretically build itself. If this had an X, Y, and Z axis on it, it could be technically used as a full milling machine, but you can use it as a milling machine by putting the tool in here and having a clamp holding your workpiece and moving the workpiece. It's then a mill. But with no Z axis, so no up and down, it's pretty useless. But hey, it's all cool. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, because I'll probably make this video too long. How long? 12 minutes, fuck me. Anyway, right, I'll leave it at that, guys, and I'll see you later.